Hey everybody, Daver here, and welcome to the show. Welcome Chandler, welcome Chad. And before we get too deep into it, don't you forget everyone out there, leave a damn comment, elbow drop that like button, and power bomb that subscribe button. We love your support. We want your support. Help us out.
We would like to announce Vince Russo has joined the podcast with all those swerves we're getting.
Yeah, that guy, that old fella. But yeah, we're steadily gaining subscribers little by little, and we thank everyone out there who has contributed. Thank you. We got a Dynamite to talk about, not only an AEW Dynamite, but the Go Home show for Revolution coming up on Sunday. How about that venue, Sacramento? Absolutely
Fantastic.
amazing.
I'm not
Beautiful.
gonna
Immaculate.
I'm not gonna use the vocabulary I used to describe it off camera because the video just started, but I think it's really, really good.
Yeah.
And they should go back to it. They should make it like Jacksonville for them, even though that's their hometown. It's a little bit different, but the Jacksonville set. When they go back, even like a Collision in Jacksonville feels big time. So keep going back to this venue. It's a great venue.
Yeah, it was really pretty.
And I think it was a sellout too. So those people wanted to be there. They were passionate. It was great.
Yeah. Great crowd. They were hot. Really helps with the presentation. It helps with the overall look and feel of the show, clearly. But what's the name of the ECW?
Hammerstein.
Yeah,
Hammerstein.
it like really reminded me of that in a lot of ways, like the way it was built and the upper levels and yeah, really loved it. I love how like literally you're outside in the front and you open the door and go in and you're like in the freaking, like crowd. Like I like that
Yeah.
part of it. How when Yuta came in. Yeah, really great venue. They need to go there again often. But yeah, let's start off here. We got MJF. He says, or he's outside waiting for Adam Page. Um, he says Adam Page poked and prodded the devil. What he did to Christopher Daniels was light work. MJF wants to prove a point to Page's Mark fan club. MJF says he's not hard to find. He's in the streets of Sacramento. That got a good pop from the crowd when he said that. Uh, says Page wants to talk about buckshots. Well, MJF has a bullet for Page that says Hangman. Let's ride, mother effer. That was good. That was a really good promo. Like that was like vintage MJF, like good promo where he didn't just drone on. He got to the damn point, but he's good when he does that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the setting too, doing it in the alley. And yeah, he just seemed fired up and he just spat it out and got on with it. It was cool.
And I liked how much commentary will like, this isn't like MJF. He must really be upset, which all fed into MJF's plan later in the night. It was really well done. And yeah, it's nice to have like a decent MJF. Like it was only like 2 months ago. He was in that weird Jeff Jarrett feud and he was fighting Dustin Rhodes. And it's like, oh, now he's motivated and he's got something to sink his teeth into. It's great.
Yeah, really good stuff. But yeah, after that we got Swerve Strickland and Ricochet's contract signing. Dude, Ricochet is getting the loudest "You suck" chants right now, which is a good thing. He's got the heat, brother. Doing fantastic work.
He does in fact suck.
Yes,
And
yes.
he is bald.
Yeah, that too.
What's wrong with that?
It's okay. Everyone but Ricochet can be bald. It's just a problem when you're Ricochet.
Yeah. He's got no robe because he's getting modifications done to it. And we'll see it on Sunday. That sets off Nana. He's pissed. Ricochet tells Swerve to control his grandpa. Swerve tells Ricochet to sign the contract over and over, but Ricochet just keeps talking and talking. Swerve says he's gonna expose Ricochet for the fraud that he is at Revolution. Ricochet is only gonna be remembered for Swerve briefly
Reviving.
reviving his career and his ring announcer wife.
Ooh,
Ooh.
ooh.
Dude, is she
I don't
coming to
get it.
AEW? Like, are they just gonna throw that out there?
No, I think she wants to do other stuff. I think if she wanted to go to AEW, she would have done it by now.
Yeah.
So
I think she'd be a great manager for Ricochet.
yeah, AEW would
Yeah,
probably let her do it if she wanted
di-
to.
different job, not
Yeah,
not announcing. That I know she wanted to do some acting, right? Maybe I thought I read.
probably.
Uh,
I know she wanted. I think she wants to get into singing. Like it was
okay,
singing and acting she wants to try out. So hopefully
yeah,
those work out. I haven't heard anything about it, but I'm sure that stuff takes time. It's not you
yeah.
can snap your fingers, but this is a very good segment. Um, but Ricochet was very, very good, which is not really surprising these days. But he actually made some pretty decent points about like this is your fault, Swerve. You kept on bugging me. You kept pushing and prodding me, and I was like, oh yeah, he's right. Like I was fine with it. I wasn't thinking about it because I hate Ricochet, and especially back then, I was like, yeah, you do it, Swerve. And it's like, oh yeah, like there wasn't any like really warranted reason. Swerve was just kind of a dick. And then Swerve brought it back where he was like, "Oh, I'm just trying to expose the fraud you are," which in a way is like, "Yeah, that's what happened. He's a heel now. He's a bad guy, fully." So I thought it was really excellent from both men. Um, the stupid rock paper scissors storyline is dead because my biggest fear was whenever Swerve finally gets to counter, it's with a brick, but it was just another pair of scissors, so it's okay. We're okay. It's officially dead. We can move on.
Nice.
You have no Excalibur reminding us day in and
Mm.
day out.
Could you imagine just the whole promo? He's got like an obvious like rectangular at like in his like and Ricochet's like, what is that? He's like, don't worry about it. And then like they get to it and he pulls it out. It's just a brick in his coat or whatever.
The
Yeah,
final boss just walks out and goes, "You put those scissors down."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess Rock beats scissors.
Oh! Swears like I got
oh,
company. And then
oh. Uh, but yeah, Ricochet tries to stab Swerve with his golden scissors, but Swerve has a pair of his own and nails Ricochet right in the forehead. He's bleeding, flailing around. I like that he didn't just like stop moving. I love the
Yeah.
flailing. Like he was like
yeah.
checking his head and just like, like it was good, man.
Yeah. And
Uh,
I love how calmly like Ricochet or Swerve just like blocks it and just cool as a cucumber. I was like, yeah, that's my badass right there. I love how like when he just hits that stone cold killer moments where he's just seems so in control and chill the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I also
man,
love the beginning where Ricochet was like, "Oh, these contract signings they don't typically go well for you, but I showed up. I'm not going to burn down your house." But he's also referencing the Samoa Joe Swerve Strickland contract signing, in which Samoa Joe left him bleeding. So it was kind of
Right.
like, that's neat. AEW doesn't always count back on the history, like not to a bad extent, but they just don't always do it. So it was nice that Ricochet kind of did it just to taunt Swerve. I liked it.
good callback. Then we get a big announcement. AEW will be on Amazon Prime, starting with Revolution. They didn't really say like what other content. It might just be like, you
I
know,
think just the
pay-per-views.
pay-per-views as far as I know.
Yeah. But yeah, that's actually kind of a big deal. what were you saying about it earlier, Chad?
Oh yeah, I just like right now you have to go to a destination like Triller. You have to know about the pay-per-view to want to go buy it. But like how often it's almost like Netflix where you scroll through and you see all the stuff that's there. Like they'll probably get more eyes on their product because it's like, oh, cool, wrestling, and you're going to click on it. Whereas typically before, like you have to be an AEW fan to know when the pay-per-view is to go buy it and click on it. Where like Prime, you just sort of scroll through Prime and look for something to watch. So they'll have more eyes on their product, I think.
Yeah, because like even Max, just Max existing and having AEW
Oh
is
yeah.
increasing its viewership, and
Yeah.
this should help too.
Yeah. But I mean, let's be honest, even Max, have you seen what else is on there? Like no Game of Thrones, no new Game of Thrones. Like really, who goes on there anymore? I don't, unless it's time to go watch AEW.
Smiling Friends is on there. That's a great show. 10 out of 10. Anyways, but yeah, like even my dad, I remember last year when it was Sting's retirement match, I was like, you were a big Sting fan back in the day. You should check it out. It'll be like, this was before, I think it was Night Of. I was like, you should check it out. And he was like, oh, okay. How do I watch it? And I was like, well, you go to Bleacher Report and then you buy everything. He's like, I'm not doing that. Because I'd have to watch it on my phone. And it's like, yeah, I don't blame you because he doesn't have a computer. He doesn't have a nice setup to watch it. So it's really nice that he can just go through his like Roku or like smart TV and just watch it through Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully he got to watch that match in some capacity. Help him
He's
out. Help him
busy.
out with that.
He barely watches WWE.
Do a dramatic reenactment for him.
Oh yeah, I'll set up a ladder and all that glass pane and I'll just back body drop through it like Darby did.
You could dress up as Wolfpack Sting and then go in the other room and dress up as
Surfer Sting.
Surfer Sting.
Every time I do the paint, like every time I do the makeup, so it's like 10 minutes in between. And I'm like, now I'm surfacing. He's like, I don't even remember what was going on. What were you doing?
Anyway, yeah, Amazon Prime, big deal. Happy for AEW. So now they're kind of like AEW is Max and Prime, WWE is Netflix and Peacock. So I like you said, Chandler, it's kind of like the streaming wars. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. I don't want this to be a full-blown tribalist war. It's just kind of neat that, each side is getting their own big streaming services. I like it.
Yeah. Although WWE did have Prime first. Prime energy drink.
Oh, yeah, you got me. Because I was like, did they
got you
really?
good.
I don't remember that.
That stuff is disgusting,
shit.
by the way. Have you tried it?
Oh, yeah. I went to Costco. Speaking of big boom, AJ, but I tried a little like thimble of it and I almost spat it out. If I wasn't in public, I would have spat it out. It was so gross.
Man, oh man. Yeah, I'm never trying Prime ever in my life.
Yeah.
But on a happier note, we had a really fun multi-man, 8-man tag here. It was a lot of fun. Just kind of throwing people together. I mean, I kind of understood uh most of it, except for like Powerhouse Hobbs. Shouldn't he be feuding with Big Bill? Kinda still, but
Brian Keith is part of the learning tree, so that's kind of like the learning tree Hobbs feud is continuing.
yeah, and Brian Keith is out on loan from the Learning Tree to the Don Callis family, which I think is really neat. I think he fits a lot better, and maybe this is the end of the Learning Tree. Eh?
That's what I was kind of hoping is like maybe them keep associating Brian Keith with the Don Callis family is like, hey, when the learning tree does end, we're just gonna put him there. Which I'd rather have him go to the Don Callis family because I still don't trust AEW enough to have the learning tree end and then put Brian Keith on TV. So at least if he's in the Don Callis family, he'll be on TV.
Yeah.
True. I'm actually a really big fan of Brian Keith. I remember the first couple matches he had in AEW. Was that pre you, Chandler, or was that like when he was
No,
when you were
I
okay?
got to see the beginning of Brian Keith in AEW.
We're all like, man, they need to sign him. They need to sign him,
Mm-hmm.
and then they did. So I'm a really big fan of his. I like his work. He may not be as bombastic and uh, crazy high flying like Will Ospreay, or any of those guys, but he can keep up. He's got his
Yeah.
little cross chop move to
Mm-hmm.
take down any guy he needs to. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. Uh, but yeah, I really love this match. We got no knee brace on Hobbs. Did you guys notice that?
Ooh, he's
Mm.
healed.
Yeah, that's good. Very, very happy for him. Like I said, Brian Keith is loaned out to the Don Callis family. At one point, Don Callis attacks Orange Cassidy on the floor. Uh, yeah, of course, that's going to happen. Orange Cassidy gets isolated, gets a hot tag to Hobbs. Crowd goes crazy. Hobbs cleans house. Orange Cassidy does some lazy elbow drops to Mark Davis off of Hobbs and covers him, but Keith makes the save. Orange Cassidy gives Brian Cage a DDT in the ring, and then one on the floor. Archer grabs a chair, but Briscoe hits it right into his face. Briscoe does his chair launch that I love so much onto the pile. Osprey ends up getting the pin on Brian Keith with a hidden blade, just like what happened last week. Then we figure out it was all a setup. The heels attack all the faces, bunch of power bombs. Orange Cassidy takes one on the apron. Hobbs takes one on the steel steps. Actually, Murder Machines do their power bomb choke slam right to Hobbs,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
uh, which I love. Love that move. Osprey is getting choked out by Davis. Fletcher comes out and he lays into Osprey. Uh, Mark Davis actually tries to stop Fletcher. He gets yelled at. Fletcher makes Davis hit Osprey with a chair on the back. Fletcher then gives Will Osprey a brainbuster on the chair that literally looked like he broke Osprey's collarbone.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Well, now that Fletcher's done such a devastating move to Osprey, there's no way he's gonna possibly win on Sunday. Gosh, I sure like
Yeah.
like I know Tony Khan is a slave for go home maths, but this is like the biggest Osprey's winning on Sunday I've seen in like months.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I thought he got hurt legitimately. Like he grabbed his collarbone immediately. Like he landed on his collarbone.
I'm not trying to take away from that bump. It was a good bump, but
Wow.
it's still like, man, sometimes I wish it wasn't so obvious what's going to happen at these pay-per-views, which it's not. I think Cope and Mox is pretty up there. I think like Storm and Mariah are pretty
Yeah.
up there. But like, if I'm a betting man, I'll bet everything I have that Osprey's winning on
Oh
Sunday.
yeah. No. I mean, Osprey is gonna be the guy. Like after the dust settles on the whole Moxley thing and all that, like I think the next big program's gonna we're gonna see how we get Osprey to the top of the card.
Yep. And can you guys think of another AEW wrestler who has a more crowd involved theme? Like just spray, like
Oh yeah.
going to this side, that side. Like, dude,
Yeah,
it is
yeah. Actually,
good.
it's funny. I was just on my way home listening to they just posted the interview with Chris Van Fleet and Osprey, and yeah, like that's the whole thing that motivates him is like just getting the crowd into it. He's like that's like everything his whole ring psychology is all about he wants the people up on their feet. He's like, yeah, it's all about the crowd, and I was like, see, as much as like if love him or hate him, man, listen to the guy for a few minutes, and it's like, oh, he loves this shit. It's like I love the listening to his interviews.
Yeah, man. I love how everyone gets involved. They gotta chant his name. It's part of the song. Good stuff. Then we get a
Oh, wrong song.
yeah, yeah. We get a video package of Takeshita and Kenny's history, and kind of the Don Callis and Kenny history. Uh, they've actually had quite a lot of interactions over the past few years, so a lot of cool footage on that. Um, yep, Takeshita's totally losing the title.
Yeah, it's weird seeing like old footage of Takeshita, and he
Oh
looks like
God,
such a
yeah.
little baby. It's like a little baby boy. Like, did he grow 5 inches? It's just so weird. But
Yeah, and
yeah,
out too. Like his chest is so much thicker than,
oh yeah,
and even the facial. Like he was so baby faced, and it's like now like the facial expressions when he's as a heel. I'm like, it's not even the same person.
yeah. I'm past the morning. I'm already accepted it. I'm just excited for the match. I think the match will be fun. So
Yeah. At least you're not like holding on until the match is over, like Takeshita. Like you've already like come to
it's
terms.
it's like Okada and Brody King, right? Like, oh man, is Okada like they've kind of messed up them teasing Okada and Omega for All In because they're not gonna lose until then.
Yeah,
So like, I don't think they should have like done that because now it's obvious what they're like. It's like it's decent, like I like it, but it's also like these guys are never gonna lose.
Yeah,
By the way,
exactly.
we didn't have Okada and Brody King on our predictions, but is anyone doing anything but all in on Okada?
Sad, right?
yeah.
Would you split it? Would you go one on Brody King, two for Okada?
I think that's what I said earlier, right?
Yep.
Off
Okay.
camera.
You want Brody King to win.
Yeah,
I
Dave,
said the
are
same
you
thing. I told Chad, I'm like, there's no way any of the three of us aren't going to be all in on Okada, right?
yeah. Then I was like,
And
no,
Chad's like,
I want Brody to win in the spirit of the game.
that's fair. That's
Triple
fair. So
H, the
Dave,
cerebral assassin, the game of games.
I
at
am
least
all in on Okada because I want Okada, Kenny at all in. And I want the
yeah.
freaking titles to be unified.
Again, I'm not against that match either. It's just like I know it's gonna happen for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brody King's gonna go on a tear.
I mean, dude, that'd be crazy if Brody King won it, but then like Okada got a rematch and won it back.
Be a
Like
swerve, brother.
that would be uh but yeah, we get that fun video package, all the rich history, Kenny and the Don Callis family and Takeshita. Then we get a match that man I thought was gonna be the main event, and I'm happy it wasn't. Uh Cope versus Yuta. That's got main event written all over it, doesn't it?
I like the main event we got way more though. I
Yeah,
didn't
Yeah.
yeah.
want to see this main
I
event.
exactly too. Yeah, I'm just surprised that this wasn't the main event. Like,
Cope's so understanding and graceful. He's like, I don't have to be the main event every night, just most nights.
we get a haircut chant for Yuta. Uh, Cope wins with a spear after a very technical match. I like the story they're trying to tell. Like, one part of it is Cope like knows that deep down Yuta wants to be a technical wrestler. They made a point to acknowledge him being two-time Ring of Honor peer champion. And I like too how they pointed out how Copeland could actually wrestle a match like that because he's not looking behind his back because he's taken out almost all of the Death Riders anyway. But yeah, we get a handshake. Copeland says, "This is what respect looks like," and he leaves Yuta in the ring looking stunned. Moxley comes out. He is furious with Yuta. He's shoving him. He's slapping him. That's not what we talked about. What was that? Yuta shoves him away and walks out of the ring into the back. Moxley chases after him, threatens him. Moxley says, Cope did it. He's all alone. He's going to enjoy beating Cope's ass, and there's no respect in the wrestling business.
I want to get an interview with Moxley, and I just want to like genuinely ask him, did you think Yuta was gonna beat Cope here?
Right.
Like I know it's wrestling, and we got it. Like every match is the best match ever. Every match anybody can win, but like really though, did you think Yuta was gonna beat him, Cope or
Well,
Mox?
in my kayfabe brain, I don't think he needed to beat him. He just needed to hurt him.
He didn't even do that.
Yep. Well, that's why Moxley was pissed.
Yeah.
Moxley's like, Yuta, you suck. For the 100th millionth time, you still suck, and I'm surprised about it.
Yeah, I did appreciate the attempt at the cattle mutilation, though. I like the fact that he's still trying to use Brian's moves.
Yeah, but see, even that, like when it was hit on, like it was a good callback. But when like it was put on like Swerve had to struggle to get out of it. But like Cope just kind of like, I'm done being in this, and he just kind of got up out of it. It made Wheeler Yuta and that move that I think is pretty cool look like chumps.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, he has a lot of grit.
He is the rated R superstar. So,
super
duper uber star. And it's like, I have to say this because Cope is doing a good job at what he's told to do. My issue is that it's Cope in this position. And with what we find out later on about Jay White, like maybe Cope isn't winning.
Yeah.
But I kind of want Cope to win just to end this, right? Like it's a mercy kill. I don't want Cope to win, but I want this to end. And it might just have to be with Cope winning. So it's like, how long are we going to keep doing this?
Yeah. You know what would have been a cool version of the storyline? Have Swerve Strickland and have him be the one that takes everybody out one by one. He would have made that shit scary.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Imagine him like stapling Claudio. Like, this is what you get. You're in the way of my title. That's what you get.
He puts Marina Shafir in a cradle and cuts a promo over her.
Yeah. Puts his shirt on her. See, because I'm hoping Swerve wins on Sunday. Then they're going to get my goddamn hopes up with Mox and Swerve. And I'm going to be like, come on, Swerve, please. Please. And then when it inevitably happens, Dynasty main event, Yuta hits his stupid knee, Moxley hits his stupid choke, and the match is over, I'm going to be pissed. This isn't like, I'm going to just be pissed. I'm going to let you know.
They got to swerve us with Swerve, man.
Yeah. That might make me a WWE fan, like a WWE lifer.
And
what's it look like if Trevor Man wins, though?
I'm
not opposed to that.
Neither am I, but
Nana turns on him. On Swerve.
Are they going to do heel versus heel? That's kind of weird for like. I don't know. Do you really be honest? Do you really want to see Ricochet and Moxley?
No, I think it would be a train wreck, but I kind of want to see it. Just
it's morbid curiosity.
Yeah.
Maybe
we're forgetting about a crucial element here. When the hell is Christian cashing in?
Who?
Christian.
Boom. See,
What?
we'll watch Collision, and if they go, remember when Christian won the contract at All In, then he's cashing in. If they don't do something like that, then it's not gonna happen.
We're watching Collision.
Oh yeah, we got spoilers, baby, and it's a missable Collision to say the least.
Oh, anyway, yeah, we got that. I wasn't disappointed by this. It was my
It
low
wasn't a
point of the
bad
show.
segment.
It's
Wasn't a
my
bad
lowest
segment.
point, and it wasn't that
Yeah.
awful. It wasn't. I kind of liked it. So, which made the overall show pretty fun for me.
Mhm.
Then we get an Outrunners 1987 training montage and the old videotape filter, looking good, looking fun. I love it. Like anything they do right here, youngest men alive, they're awesome.
Yeah.
They're not winning shit, but it'll be fun.
Hey, they won their tune-up match on Collision. Spoilers.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be the finger poke of doom, baby. They're just gonna walk up, poke Lashley, he's gonna take a fall, and then they join the Hurt Syndicate.
I mean, only if they're wearing pink and teal suits. They got to
Maybe
keep
that's
their
the one thing
colors.
they change. Yeah, they all have matching outfits. So,
Nice.
but they're like the Hurt Syndicate are still heels, Outrunners are still baby faces, and they just run with it. They're like, we want Lashley to go for like world title. We want Shelton Benjamin to go for the TNT title. So we want the tag titles on you guys, and then these guys are gonna go up the card.
The Outrunners can R-truth it and just think they're in the Hurt Syndicate and
Yeah,
come
yeah.
and just like bug them and like,
Win them over slowly.
yeah. But yeah, Outrunners are cool. They're losing, but it'll be fun. We got MJF waiting outside still for Paige. Calls Paige a gutless yellow belly coward. Adam Page pulls up with his big truck with the big horns on the grill. The horns.
Harns.
I thought Roosh's gimmick was the Hearns.
MJF runs away like a little biatch. Uh, Page runs in after him. He finds MJF, drags him out to the stage. It's a decoy. Dude, I thought that was MJF. Like that dude, his
That was
hair,
actually really well done.
Yeah, it was slick.
like I looked at the hair, I was like, oh, that's MJF. Like he's got him. Like, nope, decoy. Uh MJF appears, the real MJF, and he attacks Page. Page goes for a buckshot lariat in the ring, but MJF low blows him after faking a hurt ankle, hurt leg from messing up a heat seeker. MJF gives him a heat seeker. MJF has a shirt on that says MJF did nothing wrong. MJF,
Well,
yeah, MJF nails Page with the Dynamite Diamond ring. He grabs lighter fluid and a lighter. He pours it on Page. He wants to prove a point that when he does it, no one cheers. But when Page does it, they love him. He's about to light Page on fire, but a mob of security stop him and drag him away. And Page kind of wakes up. He's like, oh.
I
uh,
thought, sorry.
it's good stuff.
I was gonna say I thought this was a pretty good segment. The only like slight nitpick I have is when the referees came out, they all had to go, "Ooh, it's stinky out here! Oh, all the lighter fluid, so smell." Like they had to like amp it up. Nobody does this, right? They might go like, "Oh, like that," but they're like, "Oh, it's so smelly." Because of all the lighter fluid out here. Like, I get it. I saw it happen. But that's a really, really, really good idea for MJF to do is like, I'll just do what Hangman did and you all cheered him, right? Like, I'll bash his head in with a chair and you'll cheer me, right? set him on fire. You'll cheer me, right? I think it's a really, really interesting way for this feud to go.
No, it's funny how like MJF's insecurities are really feeling, because like Hangman, like that shit felt justified when he did it. Whereas like MJF in his mind, he feels justified, but really all Hangman did was, you're not real.
Yeah.
Like, did you threaten his child? No, you just called him a mean thing.
Mhm.
And I love how crazy MJF is coming off. It's actually making him interesting again.
Yes.
Yep, he needed like they both needed this. I wouldn't mind a nice trilogy ending in a steel cage
Back to the Future.
or a crazy a crazy gimmick match
Yeah.
down the road.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, this is good stuff, man. I'm really, really into it. Looking really forward to the match at Revolution. Let's see. Then we got Tony Storm promoting the film Queen of the Ring with the director of the movie in theaters March 7th. Should be pretty cool. I didn't know Jim Ross is a producer on it. That's pretty cool.
I liked how she was like, I had to film many nude scenes for it, but they were all cut because they were too sexy. And the director was like,
and why was Jerry Lawler in the room
yeah,
at the time?
He was like, it's PG-13. We want the family to go see it. So I thought that was really funny.
You said they're in his private collection.
Yeah. Is this like getting a big theater release, like an actual theater release? Because shit,
in theaters.
I'm not. I got to be a Tony Storm fan and go. Like, there's no way I can say I'm a big Tony Storm fan. Which, again, like I try not to be too hyperbolic with Tony Storm because I know it's not her stuff. What she's doing is not for everyone. But like, even after the promo tonight, how do you not see her as one of the most valuable assets in that company right now?
Yeah.
She and Monet are carrying that women's division on their backs right now. Tony Khan should be doubling her salary when it's up because she could take Timeless to WWE and it'd be gangbusters.
Yeah.
So if Tony wants to keep her, which he should, God, double her salary, please, because Tony will be good everywhere, but I think she really shines in AEW. So
give her that Monet money.
But at least like this was just kind of like a nice cheap plug for not cheap plug, but a nice plug for Queen of the Ring. And then the women's match was right after this, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So and then that was also just advertisements for Queen of the Ring. But I like it when they do it like this, where it's just like Queen of the Ring sponsors this match, and then when it's over, they're like, "This is the Queen of the Ring replay." It's a lot classier way to do advertisements. WWE. Sorry, and something in my throat.
You don't want Queen of the Ring being on the mat, plastered all over it?
You mean, yeah, I don't want to see the mat. I just want to see advertisements. I want to see logos for companies I know. Except there's like sometimes where it's different when like the dude wipes. That'll always be funny because you just like I could just see that WrestleMania match and it doesn't help that the match was bad. All I can see is the dude wipes.
Yeah.
And then it's really funny, like whenever I go back and watch Raw, because I watched Raw this week and it was a very, very good show. But it's just weird to see Michael Cole say something like, Fortnite OG is in the shop now. Make sure to get it before it's gone. Like, Michael Cole, don't say those words.
Yeah.
Get anyone else to say those words. Get a Zoomer to say those words.
Imagine Tony Schiavone saying something like that.
I'm sure he did for the Like a Dragon Street fight. So that like that's a crazy game series in itself. So
Excalibur could pull that off, but
yeah. Excalibur was great when it was the first Big Boom AJ match because he was like, now I believe the Rizzler is famous for doing the Riz face.
Yeah. Man. All right. Then we got the one women's match of the night. Chris Statlander teaming with Thunder Rosa to take on Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. A little bit of crazy drama with the interaction from last week, uh, where Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford just kind of like no sold Thunder Rosa, made her look like a chump.
I
Uh,
think I think they've like discussed it now. It was just a
yeah,
miscommunication. Like
yep,
nobody really knew what was going on, and it's just like, you should have production meetings then. But it's also like, does this type of thing need a production meeting? Like someone comes out with a chair, you run. Like that's the end of the segment. It's got
Yeah.
to end somehow.
Yeah. Or
I'm
unless
sorry.
you're Will Hobbs and he just punched the chair.
Yeah, but not everyone's Will Hobbs. Maybe she's trying to get herself. Maybe she. I don't know. I don't want to speculate because it's something that doesn't matter at the end of the day.
yeah. But yeah, we got a match out of this. I'm glad that they're just moving forward and they didn't like abandon it or feel embarrassed about the whole situation. Because I really love Statlander. Megan Bayne might be one of my new favorite female. Like it goes Tony Storm, Monet, Megan Bayne for me right now. Uh, like I've always liked Penelope Ford. She's always been there in the early beginnings of AEW, working hard, doing good stuff. And she really didn't have a lot of ring rust in my mind when she came back after 2 years. So Thunder Rosa, I've kind of lost my intrigue with her, but I think it's coming back a little bit. This match wasn't terrible. She was doing a great job of getting the crowd hyped and uh, getting them riled up. Thought that was cool. Um, but Megan Bayne throws Thunder Rosa over the top rope, over her head on Statlander. And then what does she do? She picks up her own partner, Penelope Ford, and throws her over her head, over the top rope on Thunder Rosa and Statlander. That was my moment of the night, and it was also the Queen of the Ring moment of the night. It was great. This is some really good stuff. They've got something special here with Megan Bayne that I would have thought they would have had with Camille, but something happened,
Right?
man. Something went wrong with that. But yeah, Megan Bayne is incredible. Penelope Ford accidentally handsprings into Megan Bayne in the corner. Statlander and Thunder Rosa get a flurry of offense until Penelope Ford knocks Statlander off the top rope. Megan Bayne gives Rosa an F5 for the win. Um, yeah, good stuff. Again, love Megan Bayne. Please make her
Yeah.
maybe the one to take the belt off Monet.
Yeah, I'd be for that. She's an excellent talent, and this was another great match to show it. I was really surprised she got the win too, because like this again, maybe AEW's not as predictable as I think, but this reeks of like, oh, Statlander gets her
Right?
win back, but on Penelope Ford. But I think it's a lot more interesting to pin Thunder Rosa because I think like what you said, Dave. I think a lot of people feel about Thunder Rosa. She's not like awful, but compared to all the other women in AEW right now, she's very low on that totem pole. So like unfortunately, everyone else is just way more interesting in this match. And Megan Bayne getting the win makes her look like it's starting to make her look really strong. And like
Yeah.
even in a chaotic multi-woman match, she's still able to secure the win like pretty confidently. So yeah, just major even like Penelope Ford. Like I've been kind of on Penelope Ford, but she was really good in this. Obviously, Statlander's great. Obviously, Bayne is great. This match did its job.
Yeah. Yeah. It was cool. Like Megan Bayne's first couple outings, like her match against Stat was phenomenal, but uh I feel like I feel like that spotlight was more for Stat on that time, or this time I felt like it was okay, like because Bane came out in that multi-person match, then had her like. I think this was kind of like really her debut match where it was like her turn to shine. Like it was, and it was pretty cool to see her not nail off that F5 too. That was a pretty sweet looking finisher.
Mm.
Yeah. Yep. Uh, yeah, big things are coming her way. Great match. Loved it. Um, again, even Thunder Rosa was working hard doing her bit here. Then we get a Mercedes Moné promo. She's talking about Serena Deeb is going to face Momo Watanabe on Collision, and Monet will be watching. I like that. Momo's going to get the win. I'm 100% sure. But yeah,
I
I
liked
love
when
Mercedes.
I liked Monet being like, Renee, what do we say? And she's like, you don't say no to the CE. She's like, no, 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 no. It's Monet changes everything. So I liked how Monet was kind of bullying Renee there. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Love Mercedes. I'm thinking about it now. I'm like actually pretty looking forward to this match on Revolution. Should be really good.
It's one of those where like it didn't really have a build, but doesn't really matter because you don't really need a build. It's just going to be a fun match.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think from what I read too, there's a little bit of collision stuff there post match too, where the go home math actually puts it in Momo's favor.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, after that we got a exhilarating Max Caster Open Challenge, and guess who it is?
I am really into this shit now. At first, I was kind of over him, but he won me back. I am really into this right now.
Something I was really into was his ring gear. So all over his black and white, and it was the Max logo, like literally HBO Max. And he's got the Macho Man tassels. Like he was giving me NWO Macho Man vibes, like hard. And that's so nostalgic for me. I mean, we just reviewed Macho Man DDP 97. Loving the ring gear. I love that it's literally the Max logo just all over his tights. But yeah, Jay White comes out for the open challenge. He is scared. I like how it was a little bit of uh, going back a little bit from the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. A little bit of that from the past. Jay White immediately hits a Blade Runner for the win. Jay White says he will have Cope's back at Revolution. We're getting a heel turn. He's turning on Cope. You don't just come out and say that.
Maybe what if he's like teaming up with Christian? I'd be fine with that. Like he's like Cope wins and Jay's like, good job, buddy, and he gives him like a pat and he's like, hey, switch, you're so cool, dog. And then he's like, oh, and then he Blade Runners and he's like, nah, Christian, nah. And then Christian comes out. So if Jay White cheats and lets Christian win, I'm all for it. If Jay White cheats and lets Mox win, boo. But this Max Caster promo, like he's in my top 10 favorite people in AEW right now, which is shocking. But he always like he's so funny. Just him being like all those Maximaniacs out there watching me, loving me.
That terrible chant.
The best chant I've ever heard. We all love you, Max. You're the best wrestler ever. Hey, we all love you, Max. You're the best wrestler alive. It's so catchy, rolls off the tongue, and then I like how the match started. He was trying to get it going again, and then boom, fucking Blade Runner 1, 2, 3. I was really hoping he would kick out, and even Taz was like, "Up, kick out!" And then obviously not. But man, it would have been so funny if this is where someone kicks out of the Blade Runner for the first time in AEW.
No, I think it'll be funny where like 6-7 months down the road, he's still doing this, and then like Osprey comes out and he ekes out a win against Osprey or something weird like that. It's just like a 10-star classic, and you're just like, where the hell did this come from?
It's the Wednesday after All In. Omega has beaten Okada and he's united the belts, and he's like, it's the Contour National Championship, and he like has this beautiful design. And Max is like, well, I'm the best wrestler alive, so I should have a shot at that title, right? And Omega's like, sure, whatever. And he just rolls him up and wins. Max Caster beats Kenny Omega after having that title for a day. Or like whatever, 3-4 days, whatever it is. Book it, Tony.
Okay. I mean, we got to get Anthony Bowens answering one of these before too long. Maybe that'll be Dynasty, right?
There you go.
Probably. I'm fine with that.
It makes sense. Give Caster enough time to like act a fool for a little while, and maybe they should just bill it as an open challenge at Dynasty.
Oh yeah.
That'd be fun, dude. Oh. But yeah, I'm really loving this. The ring gear, the whole persona, best wrestler alive. He's funny, and then he gets squashed over and over and over. It's actually really, really good. Like, pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
After that, we get the absolute best segment of the night. No wonder it's Tony Storm, Mariah May, probably written in part by RJ City, who's heavily involved in their program. They're having a sit down with Renee Paquette. Renee's in the middle, Tony on one side, Mariah on the other. Mariah May lunges at Tony Storm, trying to punk her out, but Tony Storm barely flinches and says,
no, she spits on her.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Okay.
right. So it's right as it started. Renee's like, I'd like to thank you all for doing no conflict. And Mariah just gets up and spits right in her face. And like you can see the loogie dripping down. It's so gross. But Tony Storm doesn't move. Oh, the great start. Sorry to interrupt, but great start.
I didn't see the loogie. Tony Storm says, it's nice to know you still care. Renee says, what the hell is wrong with you? To Mariah May. Mariah May says, look at what she made me do. Look at what she made me do to someone I love. You're sitting there like you're the victim. You started this, you created all of this. Renee tells Mariah May that she started all of this. Mariah May says, I made it work because of because of us, just together. You are nothing without me. That title is nothing without me. You survived me in Australia, but there's no surviving me at Revolution because we will both go down together. You are proud of me because I'm a sick bitch. Well, I will be the sickest bitch you have ever seen. I'm the woman from hell, and I'm dragging you down there with me because in your heart, you know Mariah May did it better. Isn't this what you always wanted? A trilogy with your greatest co-star, and it's back where we first shared the ring together at Revolution. We can have a Hollywood ending, the one we always dreamed of. Oh, that was good. Like, she delivered it great. Really great stuff. Tony Storm comes back and says, you do not deserve the dignity of death. I sentence you to a lifetime of mediocrity. Your life will continue. Your career will continue. It'll be good, but never great. The people will like you, but never love you because the star that you are will not compare to this monster that you've become. So you will dwindle, be replaced, and be forgotten. And then one day, many years from now, someone will ask, whatever happened to Mariah May? She found out what happens when you try to kill God. They get up in each other's face. Renee says, I hope neither of you get hurt. And they both immediately reply at the same time, pray for her. Oh my dude. This was like Hollywood movie stuff.
Yeah.
Is Tony Storm just some like super fan of John Cena and none of us know about it? Because like obviously people have cut this kind of promo before, right? So I'm not saying, oh, she was ripping off John Cena, but it reminded me of those promos he would cut on like Austin Theory or Roman, where he just buried them. And like, it was better than that. She didn't just bury Mariah, but she was very brutal, where she was like, you'll have a good career, not great. And it's not what you deserve because of the person you are, the monster you are. So it just reminded me so much of one of those like scathing John Cena promos. One that I'm very excited for on Cody Rhodes, by the way.
He's
this
gonna get
was
cry face. He always has cry face though.
Yeah, I can't wait for these heel Cena promos on Cody. I want him to say AEW so bad. I want him to say it. Say he left the Young Bucks. Anyways, back to this. John Cena comparisons aside, it was a fantastic. Like every single time these two women interact, especially on the road to Revolution, it's been fantastic. So, I keep saying it. I think this is the match I'm most looking forward to at Revolution. This or Omega Takeshita. I think both of them will be all-timer matches. And I know that's kind of putting a lot of weight on them, but I have faith in all of those performers. I think Revolution will be a very, very good show.
Yeah, yeah. I've always been kind of looking forward to it, but like the last 2 weeks, I am like really hyped now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Tony Khan doesn't fuck around with the booking to Revolution, and I like that.
Yeah, no, the one thing I was glad to find out about Triller, which because like I work that day, which I can join it in progress and it'll let me start from the beginnings because I feel like it's gonna be a late night for me that night.
You got a bundle for Revolution and Dynasty too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
A little bit cheaper. Yeah, this stuff is top notch, A plus. I think Mariah May is doing so good. I'm not going to be sad if she wins.
This is like the Swerve Ricochet one where I have the one person who I want to win, but if the other person wins it, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it could be a good thing.
Yeah.
So I would rather have that, unlike again Osprey Fletcher, where it's like Osprey's winning, everyone. Don't even it'll be a good match, but we all know how it's gonna end. Like this one, it's like I don't know how it's gonna fucking end. Like it's falls count anywhere. Like what if they do? Oh, what if they do like a double fall? Like they do like a big fall through like a
old dusty finish.
Yeah, a little I think of all things to do a dusty finish and have it not be awful, it might be this match.
You mean a count out, a double count out?
No, like it's falls count anywhere. So essentially, I'm imagining like they're on the side of the stage. There's tables or something, and they do like a big superplex or something like something like that, right?
Or both their arms are on each other.
Yeah, both arms land on each other, and the ref's like, 1, 2, 3, and that's kind of the Hollywood ending. I know that's not the most satisfying conclusion, but if you're gonna do
fitting.
You're gonna do a finish like that, I think it'd be this match.
Yeah, they could pull it off too. It'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm really into this. They're great. They're incredible. I'm really proud of Mariah May for what she's become as a performer. I know she's got the in-ring no problem, but it's like the promos and the character work that she's really progressed with in the past, I don't know, 6 months, 5 months. So, yeah, it's great, man.
Tony Khan, for the love of God, please have this be the semi-main. If this is like second match on the card or third match, going to be really disappointed. I think this is I think this should be the main event, but obviously no one's main eventing over Colt, brother.
You think he's going to put them ahead of Kenny Omega?
Oh, no. So they'll be third. Okay, if they're third, I'll be fine.
I mean, they should be ahead. I mean, the title is
it's the world title.
Yeah.
I think this feud has been built better than Omega Takeshita.
Yeah.
Because it was that weird-ass Road to Revolution series. And it's like, just say Takeshita's got to fight Orange Cassidy. I don't know why it's got to be a series that culminates at Kenny Omega, but whatever. So, I don't know. We'll see. I think they're gonna have some big chicanery between Okada and Omega. Like, remember how Okada won the C2 and Omega presented the belt? I think Okada's gonna do the same thing. So they're gonna keep that feud slowly brewing, which is fine. But I don't know. I would rather have Tony Storm Mirai maybe the penultimate match. I know it really doesn't matter at the end of the night, like the end of the day, but that's something I would want.
Yeah. But yeah, that was good stuff. We are at the main event here. Uh, a match that I didn't realize was going to be happening, and two baby faces teaming together that I didn't think I wanted, but now I know I did.
Yeah.
Ricochet and Okada versus Swerve and Brody King. Okay. They were having fun too. Swerve and Brody, like they were working really well together. Uh, Not to take anything away from Ricochet and Okada working well together too. Like it was really neat to see these like cobbled together tag teams. Really enjoyed it. Okada and Ricochet get stacked up on a chair on the floor. Brody King crossbodies them both. Uh, Brody holds Okada and Ricochet up on his shoulders while Swerve stomps them both from the ring uh, off of his shoulders. That was pretty damn cool. Brody slaps Ricochet's bald head uh, on his wound from the scissors after a big chop. Ricochet and Swerve have an awesome back and forth. Ricochet counters a power bomb from Swerve into a DDT. Uh, Clearly, Ricochet does his little flippy backflip off of the chest to Swerve. He's got to do that all the time, which is, that's not an easy thing to do. So yeah, I like it. Swerve hits Ricochet with a house call, then a Swerve stomp. He covers him, but Okada hits both men with an elbow drop to stop the pin. That was really fun.
I think
Okada,
that's stuff like that is why I really do love this, like this bit of Okada, because he could have just like, it would have been way less time to just slide in and break up the pin, but
Right?
now he had to go all the way up and do the elbow drop on both of them. Like, I know that's for the dramatic tension and to beat the 3 count, but I like to imagine it's him just being like, I'll just do this because I want to. It's more fun.
yep, dude, Okada's goated, man. Okada grabs the Continental title, uh, but Swerve hits him. Ricochet ends up getting the belt and hitting Swerve with it to get the win. The heels get the win, and can't really do much go home math on that because it was two different matches, two different kind of outcomes. Brody isn't gonna win, so
Yeah. But now
I'm not gonna.
Ricochet's pinned Swerve twice, so where that's gonna go. But I think it's probably my favorite match of the night. I thought it was just really well done. I thought all 4 men worked really well together. Matches like this makes me pray for that stupid, I call it stupid, but I don't mean it, that tag team mix up matchup, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a cool thing. And you're kind of getting close with that Swerve and Brody King, where it's like, oh, this is really good. Like, I don't think they should like break up Brody King and Buddy Matthews to do it, but I want to see it continue.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought this was a really excellent match, really fun, well built, and this wasn't like the greatest Dynamite ever, but it did do its job of like, yeah, I'm looking forward to Revolution, but I was looking forward to Revolution before Dynamite, and I'm still looking forward to Revolution, which I mean, there are some Dynamites that are go home and it's like, I don't want to see the pay-per-view anymore. That was awful. So the fact that it was like good and I'm still really interested in Revolution and I'm already like, I think this will be an easy contender for show of the year. I think if something has to beat it, like Mania's got to be pretty stacked, which I think it'll be good, but we're still pretty far out. And then like All In and Forbidden Door have to be pretty stacked on their own when we get to them. So I don't know. I think Elimination Chamber is going to have a easy or hard competition for best show.
Yeah, I know. It's what a week for wrestling pay-per-views or PLEs.
I really hope Tony Khan doesn't try to do something like, oh, John Cena turned heel. I got to have Kenny Omega join the Death Riders. Like, don't just do what you were going to do.
Yeah.
If you have a big plot twist coming, save it for later. If you do it a week after, it's going to seem desperate. But unless he had some, like, the Jay White turn, that's not going to be cataclysmic like the Cena thing, right? Like, we all kind of expect it. So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to Revolution. I have faith that it'll be a fun show.
Yeah. Wait, side note, is anybody here a fan of Jon Stewart, him being back on the Daily Show?
I'm not a big fan, but I did see his like clip about John Cena.
That was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Putting today's politics into the context of John Cena's heel turn was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Dynasty isn't booked like an afterthought. Hopefully they can keep the momentum going. I don't know. That's just a fear of mine right now.
Dynasty was pretty big last year, and it was after Mania.
Yeah.
They had Swerve winning the title. It was Ospreay Danielson. Like, I know like those are the only two things I can think of right now, but those are pretty big matches in AEW's year that year. So I'm hoping Dynasty will be big. You'll have most likely you could have Swerve and Christian or Swerve and Moxley or Swerve and Cope, which I think will be a good thing. Ospreay's probably gonna have a big match. Omega's gonna have a big match defending his title. Yeah, I hope they do something good.
Yeah. So what do we know about Collision?
Collision. Okay. So the Ops, Hook, Shibata, and Joe. Oh, okay. So this is a little funny. They did it wrong on this article I'm reading. So it's Hook, Shibata, and Hook.
Yes.
They clone Hook. Defeat Starboy Charlie, Jack Banning, and Titus Alexander. So starting off strong. The Outrunners defeat Tony Nese and Ari Daivari. Harley Cameron defeat Tate Vick. So at least Harley Cameron's still getting wins. Hologram defeats Sterlistico, who could have seen that coming. Momo Watanabe defeated Serena Deeb, again, who could have seen that coming. But there's a caveat. TBS champion Monet was on commentary. She confronted Watanabe, who kicked her and hit her with a Meteora. So we'll see how that goes at Revolution.
Yeah. Wait, does the go home math count if nobody sees it?
That's a good point. And I don't know who's going to see it this year. The Undisputed Kingdom of Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong defeat the Infantry, as in who the fuck is Carly Bravo and Sean? Is it Sean? Is it Sean?
Sean Dean.
Oh, so they missed this article, man. It's it's Sean spelled SHAWN and then Sean SEAN.
Nice.
So I'm like Sean.
I don't know which one he uses, so I'm just gonna use both. That's
the worst name in wrestling history. Sean. But it's Sean Dean. And then TNT Championship, Daniel Garcia defeats Lee Moriarty, which who could have guessed that?
Yeah. What happened back in the day on WCW?
Dynamite, man.
Dynamite.
I always gotta keep the newbies in because you never know. This is where we look back at the corresponding episode of Nitro that corresponds with this episode of Dynamite, i.e. episode 283. And we just compare and contrast, see how much better or worse Dynamite was. It's always been better. Even if it's a really bad Dynamite, it's been better. Anyways, so this, we're actually linked up date-wise. So this is March 5th, 2001. This was in Greenville, South Carolina. It was 4,703 people. Tony Schiavone and Scott Hudson were your commentators. And I kind of teased it before we started filming. There's somebody that I've been waiting to see on this Nitro card, because to me it's like, this is when Dynamite, like Nitro's really almost dead. And I get to bring it up, but that's not first because it's a non-title match. Booker T defeats Rick Steiner, who I think was the United States champion at the time, by DQ. How long did this one go?
5 minutes, 4 seconds.
4:32.
5:25. Not far off, Chad.
Ooh.
Next up, WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Title Tournament quarterfinal match. Elix Skipper and Kid Romeo defeat a couple jobbers by the name of Air Raid, Air Paris, and Air Styles, who's AJ Styles, for anybody who didn't know, because the second AJ Styles joined WWE, they went, oh, hey, it's that guy who was in WCW once 20 years ago. And then he went to Japan, and now he's here. So it's really funny that we're finally, like, this is it. He was on, like, the end of Nitro. So.
Wow.
But how long did it go? We're very close to the last minute. So it's very close to 5:25.
5:12.
1 minute, 9 seconds.
5:30. Very close. But yeah, next up was a singles match. This one's kind of shocking just because I don't know the context and there's no like by DQ or anything. Sean O'Hare beats Lex Luger. How long did that one go?
4:13.
1 minute, 9 seconds.
6:08.
Nice.
What?
Iron Man match, yeah. Next up, Jeff Jarrett defeats Dusty Rhodes. And then it says, parentheses, Ric Flair. So I don't know if Ric Flair was like pretending to be Dusty Rhodes. I don't
think
know.
he was
How
like his like manager kind of guy at
really?
that point. Yeah.
Well, how long did it go?
2:09.
5 minutes, 4 seconds.
56 seconds.
Damn it.
Jeff Jarrett beat Dusty Rhodes or Ric Flair, doesn't matter, in 56 seconds. The only reason I don't think it's Dusty Rhodes is because typically you can click on the name and it'll take you to their page, and it won't let me click on Dusty Rhodes. It only lets me click on Ric Flair. So I think it was Ric Flair in the match. I'm sure it's just something weird and stupid WCW nonsense I don't want to know about. End stage WCW nonsense. Chavo Guerrero defeats Shane Helms. How long did that one go?
3:43.
1 minute, 9 seconds.
4:57.
They're really letting them breathe on this episode.
Oh, just wait until we get to the last one. That's a banger. Hugh Morris defeats Mike Awesome.
What? Wow. 5:29.
9:25.
Austin 616 says you're both off. Yeah, it was 6 minutes, 16 seconds. And then keep your 9 minutes in mind, Chad, because we're around that mark for the main event tag team match. Booker T and DDP defeat the Steiner brothers. How long did this one go? Sucker.
So Rick Steiner was in 2 matches.
Mm-hmm.
And Booker T.
Yeah, Booker. Yeah. There's been nitros where people are doing like triple duty.
Yeah. I forgot that the Steiner brothers were kind of like reunited towards the end. That was kind of neat.
Reunited.
Well, this one they must have both had gold at the time because Scott Steiner was WCW champ and Rick Steiner was US. So it's kind of weird, like seeing their plans and what they might have done and just how it all got cut. Anyways, man, how long did it go?
10:01.
8 minutes 56 seconds.
You guys are both close for different reasons. It was 9:01.
Ooh.
So Chad's like 7 seconds off. Dave is exactly 1 minute off. So yeah, that was a WCW that corresponded with this one.
Wow. Cool. And what do we got? Like 2, maybe 3 nitros left?
I think it ends on 286. So I'd say 3.
Wow. Dang, Dynamite, dude. That's gonna be a big. I wonder if they're gonna like do anything on Dynamite to like hint or like make it a big show or something.
So it's taking place in St. Paul at the Roy Wilkins Auditorium. And the only reason I'm asking that is because I think I saw that they take place at the same venue.
A Dynamite and Nitro?
No, it was Panama City Beach, Florida. I don't know why I thought that. I remember them saying it was Panama City.
Okay.
Oh damn, I'm getting all the spoilers for this. Anyways, yeah, so they haven't announced anything for the Dynamite, just it's in St. Paul, Minnesota. So Kenny Omega's advertised, and so is Swerve and Monet.
It's a huge accomplishment for AEW.
Well, again, it's just one of those things where, like, just because I wasn't watching Nitro, like, Nitro feels so long, and you look back and I'm like, oh, Dynamite's already passing it. And it doesn't feel like Dynamite's been around for so long. Mm-hmm. So, crazy to see. Crazy that we're here to observe it.
Yeah. Yeah, fun stuff. I like looking back at the past. Love WCW, and this is the like sad part, but while we were doing this, we never had any 7 matches, did we? Dustin Rhodes as 7, where he looked like Uncle Fester. I don't remember any.
Familiar.
I don't think we did. I think we might have gotten one at the beginning. And that's why I was like, holy shit, it's 7. No way. Is he going to have a Dustin streak?
His gimmick, like when they were like doing vignettes before he like showed up, he was like creeping, looking in little children's bedrooms outside of their window and stuff. And then he like cut that shoot promo about how the gimmick sucked and like called out Vince Russo.
Yeah, he's like, the only reason they got me out here in this costume because they let me cut a promo about how shitty this company is. And then it's like, man, that must have been crazy to watch and have like, oh yeah, I know that's Goldust or Dustin Rhodes, and he's got ties with Dusty, and he's got this gimmick, and they're hyping it up, and like I think his entrance was like he's floating to the ring or whatever, or like and it's just him being like, I hate this company, everyone's an idiot, especially the guy writing all the stories for this fake wrestling promotion. Like, okay, go off, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, RIP WCW. Chandler, you're telling me about they have a WCW YouTube channel now from WWE.
Yeah, they're uploading like certain full thunders, full pay-per-views, full like matches. Like they have Sting and Hogan at Starrcade 97. They have Spring Stampede 94. I saw they had a Ric Flair Ricky Steamboat match. So there's a lot of good stuff to check out if you're a WCW fan.
Cool. Yeah. Sounds fun. Well, I think that just about does it for our show. I think we covered it all. Looking forward to Revolution. I'm not watching Collision.
Because you're watching SmackDown.
Ooh,
I
Triple
don't-
H is cooking.
What channel's SmackDown on now?
USA.
Okay. I won't be watching SmackDown. But
What?
yeah. Cool. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. Again, don't you forget to leave a comment. Damn it. Uh Tell us what you're thinking. Elbow drop that mother effing like button and power bomb the shoot out of that subscribe button. Thank you very
Hit the
much.
subscribe button in the head with a chair if you have to. We don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever it takes. Get the
Mhm.
job done, brother. But cool, yeah. Thank you everyone out there, and I'm doing the thing. Bye.
Cheerio, pip pip.
We all love Max Caster. He's the best wrestler alive. We all love Max Caster. He's the best wrestler alive. Bye bye.
Ha ha.